Good afternoon. My name is Michelle Evans, and I am presenting my multicultural themed text. My essential question was: are we providing authentic experiences for the students to engage in different cultures by using literature that is crafted towards a bias of a culture? My rationale for my text set is everybody likes food. I chose three books to represent different cultures and literature about food. Everyone can relate to the comfort you feel when you bite into a piece of your favorite fruit, from Mama's homemade mac and cheese or a secret family recipe. I looked at three different books and I used Norton's evaluative criteria to see if the books would have an appropriate place in my classroom, specifically to promote diversity. The context of my multicultural themed set for my three books is a first grade literature circle. The timeline that I chose would be 1 week. On the first day, they're going to do a discussion about food in their literature circles. The second day, they will explore Chicken Sunday. The third day, they will explore Everybody Cooks Rice. The fourth day, they will explore and read Chicks and Salsa. And the fifth day, they will do a writing component based on their literature circles and their readings. The purpose for this is for the students to gain an appreciation of multicultural literature using criteria evaluated by the teacher and discussing the importance of using it in the classroom. My first book that I chose to evaluate and to learn and to read about is Everybody Cooks Rice. A little bit about the book. According to Norton, there are some evaluative criteria in Asian American literature. Does it reflect the realities and ways of life of Asian American people? Does it handle their own problems? Does it rectify historical distortions? Does it avoid the model minority and super minority syndromes? Reflect an awareness of the changing status and racial diversity of Asian Americans? A short summary of the book. Friends in their homeland all see how people cook rice, but it may be in different styles. Some cook with pigeon peas, some cooked with spices and cashews and raisins, some cooked with tofu and vegetables, some cooked with rice and peppers, and chives and red beans. The narrator of the story is a young child who is looking for her friend Anthony. And she realizes by the end of the story that every house she goes to, that everybody cooks rice. And that recipes, like people, can be different, but some things remain the same. How it could be used in the classroom. I see this for first grade class. The students could read it in the literature circles and describe one way that a family cooked their special kind of rice. Chicken Sunday. According to Norton, African American literature evaluative criteria can include: are the illustrations accurate and authentic? Do the characters look natural? Are they shown as individual people? Do they perpetuate stereotypes? And is there a variety of socioeconomic backgrounds? Short summary of the book. This book is about a group of children who always go to Miss Eula's for dinner so that they can spend time together. She wanted a hat from one of the stores. She always cooked chicken, fried chicken, and collard greens on Sundays. Somebody egged Mr. Cadenzi's hat shop, where she would always go and look at this beautiful Easter bonnet that she wanted so much. He thought that it was Miss Eula's friends, but it was not. They decided to try and show Mr. Kodensky that it was not them by painting him special wax eggs that he liked in his homeland, in Russia. He was humbled by the kids' grace. They spent time with him and barriers were broken down. They set up a table in his shop and they sold the special wax eggs, native to his Russian homeland. They were able to get the hat. They gave it to Miss Eula on Easter Sunday to wear to church. How could this story be connected to a classroom? The students would make connections to the text in their literature circles using graphic organizers and sharing them with their friends. And they're learning with their friends. Chicks and Salsa, Hispanic American and Latino literature. Some of the evaluative criteria that Norton uses is, does it suggest poverty for all people? Problems individually or realistically or superficially? Cultural information is accurate? Is it free of derogatory terms? And the Spanish language used, are they used correctly and spelled right? The short summary of the book: this story is a clever take on how to throw a fiesta and recipes for different Hispanic food at the end of the story. It is told from a standpoint of the barn animals, not people, which is a very clever standpoint. How this could be used in the classroom: the students would read the story and write an alternate ending to the rooster instead of him enjoying French cuisine. The cultivating activity. The teacher will explain the differences between the genres and how the learning has contributed to the classroom and how we can use it in different areas of our practices. The students will choose one book that they enjoyed in their literature circles and write a 4-sentence, a paragraph writing of why they enjoyed the story. And then they will enjoy the different foods that were mentioned in the story: salsa, fried chicken, and rice. Reflection. The more that I used Norton's criteria for this project, the more sad and overwhelmed I became when I looked at the literature in my classroom. When I took over this classroom a couple of years ago from one of the teachers, the teacher had left and I organized the books by genre. So when the restaurant theme came up, I would just put the restaurant books out there, like these 3 books. I would let the kids just thumb through them and look at the pictures and read it with them. Was it the right thing to do? Absolutely not. This project allowed me to see how books can be not only multicultural but cross-curricular. By assessing these books using Norton's criteria, it helped me evaluate the books that I display in my classroom and if they are appropriate for the grade level and if they're appropriate and free of stereotypes. Thank you for listening.